Marcellus. Marcellus, where are you? Good lad. Were there any others? Hello, can you hear me? Stay with me.
Master, is that a mortal?
Yes, and they're terribly injured.
Was it the...
I think so. I should have killed those wretched things when I had the chance.
Don't beat yourself up, sire. You could never have predicted they would cause so much damage.
I know it's in their nature. Plus, with them calling the shots, I mean, what else are those things to do? They're slipping. Quick, let me borrow your cape. Ah, you're awake. Here. I brought you some warm chamomile tea with rose hips. It should help chase away the dead chill in your bones. The rope? Yes, you've been tied to the leg of the chase. I couldn't have you waking up and running around now, could I? Well, I don't know if you're a killer or something. You must not be from around here. I will release you after I find out who you are. Right now, you're an unknown threat to me, and I will move forward as such. I just want to sit closer than halfway across the parlor. Do you mind? Thank you. I don't wish you any harm. As you can tell, I haven't bound your hands nor anything else other than your feet. Even those bindings are loose as to not cause you any more bruising. This is truly only a precaution, and you will need your hands free to feed yourself and other menial tasks. You are not a prisoner. I can swear that to you. I would like to ask you a few questions if that's all right with you. I just need to know a little bit more about you before anything else. Thank you kindly. And as an offer of good faith, after you've allowed me to question you, I will be more than willing to answer any questions you may have for me. Yes, and then I will release you from your bindings. First, what is your name? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Lord Cassius Draconius Klein. How much do you remember from before you awoke in my home? Marcellus, let them speak. No, Marcellus is not one of the beasts that attacked you. Rather the opposite. I'll explain that later. Please, continue. Okay, that's most of it. Yes, we found you after the attack. Thankfully, it's mostly just bruising and surface wounds. We were able to chase off the wolves before they could do any serious damage. Yes, they chased you down the hillside, and you seem to have slipped and hit your head. They must have thought you dead because they didn't go any further with their onslaught. No, there aren't usually packs of wolves around here. These were a bit more than simple wolves. I might as well rip the hypothetical gauze off. They were a group of lichens.
I believe modern-day mortals calls them werewolves, Lord Cassius.
Oh, that's right. Werewolves. No, neither Arturos nor I are lichens. We aren't even humans such as yourself. I mean, well, in a sense he is, but we're both of the immortal variety. No, we are not associated with those backward mutts. I'm a vampire. Someone called me a noble. It's frankly a ridiculous title for someone who was never tainted by being born a human. It's an incredibly elitist thing to say. Oh, and Arturos over here is a vampire as well. He was born immortal, such as yourself. I can hear your heartbeat quickening. It may be too late for you to panic, seeing as your feet are bound, and it's not like your fists could do much damage. Please, calm yourself. You can't move because I've made it so. There is plenty you don't understand. While you are in my care, I will keep you safe, but do not mistake my kindness for anything else. Neither Arturos nor I wish you any harm, but I don't blame you for thinking otherwise. Your freedom. We will discuss that later, and I will undo the spell you are under once you promise to calm down. I don't need you scuffing up the mahogany. Thank you for your cooperation. Better? Good. I need to fetch something from the study. Arturo, would you mind keeping our guests company? I don't need them freeing themselves from their bindings and passing out when they make it to the front door.
Of course, Lord Cassius.
They lost enough energy fighting off those beasts. I'll be right back with a cask of Amontillado.
Huh? Oh. Hi. I'm not sure if Lord Cassius would approve of me talking with a guest. No, you're not a prisoner. Lord Cassius wouldn't hurt a fly. Well, he gave up fighting, I believe, around 1358? I can't recall the exact time. Oh, well, I'm not sure if he wants his age out there. You never want to ask an immortal their true age. No, I'm just joking. You just seem really tense, and I wanted to lift the tension in the room. I mean, understandably so. You were just run down by a pack of backwards mutts, and then awoke in an eccentric ballroom with two strangers tending to your wounds. Not exactly a simple evening, wouldn't you say? No, I'm not as old as Lord Cassius. Yes, he is my maker. He's quite a few people's maker. He's created a good amount of us, but only a few of us still refer to him as our maker, or let alone lord or master. Both have become outdated terminology. But I was raised with good etiquette, and am most comfortable referring to him as such. It would just feel, for lack of better words, awkward to call him anything else. Oh no, he's tried to get me out of the habit, but we both were incredibly off-put by me simply referring to him as Cassius. I even tried Mr. Klein, but we agreed that I made him sound like a character out of an Agatha Christie novel. She was such a kind woman. Plus, I tend to serve around the house, so the title of Lord and such are quite fitting. My age? You sure are an inquisitive thing. I've lost count, quite frankly, but I was born in 1856, if that's what you're asking. Well, I was turned when I was 24, but my true age is, Let me do the math. Huh? Ah, you're quick. I guess that is right. That would make me 166 years old. No, I'm not here against my will. I owe him my life. He saved me by turning me. I'm sure you've heard the trope before. Man on the brink of death, then rescued from the eternal sleep with the exchange of his own mortality. I had the scarlet fever. The fever somehow made its way into my village in a very remote part of the countryside. Thankfully, the casualties were few. Unfortunate for me, I was one of them. No, he was only able to save me. The rest of them had perished long before he came to town. He was traveling on a work exhibition or something, and came across a silent village. He wandered around and caught the scent of death, and then found me in my home, barely clinging on to life. I would have surely passed that night if it wasn't for him offering me a second chance at life. No, yes, of course. I was extremely hesitant at first. I mean, some extremely tall and ominous man comes into your home while you're half mad from pain of an, at the time, incurable and mysterious disease, and he offers you eternal youth. I thought he was a demon sent to torture me for my crimes, but no, there was no catch. He saved me and took me in. He showed me how to hunt, and how to hone in on my abilities, albeit weak abilities at the time, and fend for myself in a now ever-changing world that could no longer hurt me. Well, for the most part. I choose to stay because he, despite being ancient and incredibly smart, needed an assistant of sorts. He was always misplacing documents, and in life I was excellent with my organizational skills. I was the town's bookkeeper of sorts. And when the internet was introduced, well, goodness gracious, I about lost my mind at the prospect of such an advanced tool. I'm getting off subject again, aren't I? Well, if you have any questions about him, I suggest you simply ask him yourself. Neither one of us is trying to hide anything from you. Although if you become hostile, we will have to defend ourselves. Oh no, we would never kill a mortal. Simply subdue them, or something non-lethal, like a taser. We may be drinkers of blood, but we aren't monsters.
I'm back. Did they give you any trouble?
No, my lord. They were actually a pleasant conversation.
Oh, were they? Well, that's good to hear.
If I may ask, what was it that you had to fetch? I could have grabbed whatever you had needed, sir.
Oh, it's no bother. I wanted to get this myself. Yes, this is for you. I could tell just from looking at you that you were famished far before we found you. We keep food in the kitchen just in case we ever have guests of the mortal persuasion. No, none of this is poison. It's just little cucumber sandwiches and charcuterie-style finger foods. I wanted to find some fresh fruit and proteins for you so you could replenish your strength. I do not wish to keep you here for longer than needed. I only wish to help nurse you back to health so I can then wipe your memory and send you on your merry way. Yes, really. It'll be as if this was all a dream. A dream you can't remember. There. I'm glad to see you still have your appetite. While you eat, would you mind if I asked you something personal? Arturos, could you leave me and our guest alone for a spell? Just a few minutes should do.
Of course.
Thank you. No, it's nothing terrible. Just one simple favor I'd like to ask of you. Was it that obvious? Yes, I'd like to drink from you. No need to panic. You mortals always tend to panic at the mere inkling of danger. No, I'm not going to force this upon you, hence why I am asking you for a favor. Yes, this is your choice. I don't wish to feed from you for the sheer experience. You see, I take care of my chosen few. Arturos is one of them, and recently we've been having some trouble acquiring blood for sustenance. He doesn't know of the dilemma, and I'd like to keep it that way. He thinks we've been doing fine, but the truth isn't that positive. Basically, every time we have to feed, I've been cutting my rations down and letting him have his fill. I don't want a member of my coven to go hungry, even if that means I have to go to bed without supper some nights, so to speak. Yes, we have more than enough to last us a few weeks. I have some plans set in motion currently that will help us deal with our miniature famine. No, it's not for a lack of trying, or even a lack of resources, just a pest problem. I would like to ask for your permission to feed on you for the few days it will most likely be that you'll be under my care. Oh, no, Arturos won't be taking care of you unless I request him to. He's incredibly daft when it comes to the needs of humans. I mean, heavens above, I'm grateful he's part of this coven, but he forgot that humans and vampiric people such as us have very different needs. He would sooner give you a blood bag and a cape for the sun than a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a damned glass of water. It's okay to chuckle. I'm trying to lighten the mood because I don't wish for you to be so tense. I understand you're scared, but I, as well as Arturos, were earnest when we promised not to let any harm come to you. You will? Thank you, mortal. This generosity will not go unnoted. No, it will not be uncomfortable in the slightest. I have an elixir in the cupboard for numbing small areas. I will apply some of this to your neck so you won't feel a thing. Well, the only comment I've ever received was that there's a slight pressure, and some humans can even feel a pinch for a split second, but my saliva numbs the area. This salve is just for your peace of mind, so you feel absolutely none of that. And after this first feeding, if you feel so bold, we can go without the salve. Let's see if the salve worked. Can you feel this? Okay, then we're ready. Please lean to the right. The veins on the left side of your neck seem to be the easiest to access. You may hold my hand if it would bring you more peace of mind. Ready? Thank you, my dear. That was very needed. I feel much better. Here, let me use my handkerchief to wipe up the remaining balm and blood. There we go. You feel dizzy. That's to be expected. Here, lie down and I'll place this blanket on you and this throw pillow below your head. Are they to your liking? Wonderful. Feel free to sleep in here for tonight. The Chase is an excellent lounge piece. I picked it up a few centuries ago and it's held up remarkably. Oh, and let me untie your bindings. Does your ankle feel okay? What was that? What's the oldest thing I own? If you're just trying to see how old I am, you can always be direct. I won't be shy about any questions. Well, if you must know, I'm a little over a millennia, and a half years old. Yes, shocking, I know. Not many nobles of my caste are alive, so to speak. Well, I was born in what is known in modern day as the year 458 AD, so that would make me 1,564 years old, and then a few months. I stopped visibly aging when I was around 32 years old, I think. You can ask me whatever else you can think of in the morning. For now, you seem to be barely clinging on to this realm. Just rest your head, and I'll be here when you awaken. Excellent timing, Arthur. I was just getting our guests comfortable for the night. Good night, human. Sleep well. I will be right here when you wake up in the morning.
Sleep well, Morty.